Okay, so we are officially recording. Is everyone in roll 20?
Yes.
All right. So you should have a view of the your player's keep at the moment. But where we left off, um, you guys had discovered a missing. The ladies were missing for the day. Um, Kazira and Julian. Um, Nowhere to be found. Julian had left a note describing him. She'd gone on, or he had gone off on some errand or another, and um, Kazira, you're actually not sure where she is. Just happens to be gone for some reason. Um, so uh, Nim had his own little her own little encounter with Ulfa, the
Rob, can
head.
you still hear us?
What's that? Am I blanking out again? All right, can you guys hear me now?
I could have heard you before.
Yes.
I just
Okay.
had to, like, now you're
I
just
can-
double verbing again.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to unplug my webcam. It's easier to use my headset. So,
Don't you have a thing to mute that?
I do, but I have to go into control panel and a whole bunch of different other things, and it's a pain in the butt. It's just easier to control my headset. So, am I still reverbing, or is that better?
No, you're good.
Okay. I'll just go no webcam this one. Um, all right, so Nim had had her own little encounter with Ulfa, the head of the Crimson Spear Assassins Guild, and with a deft and much well-timed rescue by Githerfin, um, who sent the uh, the guild finally packing from the city. Gotta wet my throat there. You guys took off to go take care of some loose ends, get the white dragon head taxidermied, which should be ready within 1 week, and the dragon wing cloak for Kazira, which should be ready in about 3 to 4 days. And that's about where we left off at the moment. So where do you guys want to go from here?
So, were we thinking about heading back to the keep, or did we have any more shopping to do?
I can think of.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I don't see anything that I need to do.
Okay. Unless I can buy like spellbooks wholesale, I don't think there's anything I can do here too.
Okay. Yeah, spell books on the as a commodity are kind of a private thing, so they tend to not end up in shops.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But
we need to go bust in and knock over some mage tower and.
mhm. That's about what it would come down to.
Yep.
But anyway, some of the just as a reminder to some of the options available to you, you do still have an outstanding mission to collect two other hammers. Um, there's the matter of Kazira and Julian. There is what else? Shoot, now I've forgotten all the back quests. I think we need to designate an official scribe for you guys. Actually, yeah, that's about all you've got open so far. You don't really have many other loose ends open. You do know that the location of one of the hammers is quite possibly the
Hellcar Bay.
Helcar Bay, the volcanic island that recently rose out of the sea, coincidentally around the time you guys entered the library at Namira. Um, so yeah, there is that. Um, Otherwise, not much else on your plate at the moment.
Is there anything within our holdings that we kind of need to tend to? I know we have some staff who are slowly coming on board and getting hired.
Yeah.
There's also the lands that we're responsible for. Do we need to kind of go around and check with our wards essentially and make sure that they are kind of meet the new masters kind of thing and make sure everything's set?
Yeah,
or...
you can definitely head to your keep and kind of make sure that that all the happenings are happening and all the everything's being tended to okay and everyone's doing their job and all that. Just kind of a CEO walkthrough, I guess you could call it.
Now, we know that Julian kind of left on some important business, and it seemed like that was legit. Kazira just up and disappeared, right? Or did she leave a message too?
No, there's actually no message from Kazira at all. For
Then
all
I
you
think-
know, she could have actually woken up early, gone off to the market to do her own shopping, and you guys just haven't caught up to her. She could have gone off on some errand or some other thing. You really don't know.
Okay. To me, that seems like the first order is if we're going to do anything, be it with our keeper, with the quest and all that, sounds like we kind of need to find her or at least kind of sort out where she disappeared to. Yeah, let's go back to where we were all staying earlier and try and trace her down.
Okay. You make your way kind of through the residential districts of Belenost, back to where your personal quarters are kind of scattered through in that one district. You kind of come up to the door to the apartment where Kazira is staying. Kind of knock on the door. There's really no answer. Try knocking again. No answer.
But it looks like the room is still locked. Like it's actually her. She's still staying there, correct?
Yes.
I guess I kind of looked to Nim and kind of gestured to the lock, kind of meekishly, like I short of that, busting down the door.
Absolutely. I can, within my realm of thieves' tools, I should be able to pick this lock.
Okay. Give me a. We've been out of it so long, I gotta remember how to DM again. Give me a dexterity pick lock check with your thieves' tools.
Uno momento. Let me pull up my character sheet because I know that I have some kind of special lockpick.
Yes.
1 second.
It allows you to unlock magical locks, and they do not break.
Ooh.
Oh, and so I still have to roll even though these lockpicks don't break?
Yes. You still have to be able to actually unlock the lock.
Ah, okay.
And it gives you advantage. That's right.
And
They give you
that's what?
advantage on your check.
What do you want me to roll for that? Dex?
It would be dexterity with your proficiency in thieves' tools. Oh wow, yeah. Yeah, you nailed it. It's rare to see two dice roll the same number at the exact same time. Yeah, you
I don't get to see them. I have my character sheet up. What did I roll?
you rolled 2 24s.
Nice.
So yeah. Yeah, you managed to pick the lock rather deftly. It's not exactly meant to guard anything of great value, so it's just a common door lock for a residence. The door kind of creaks its way open a little bit. Um, with no windows really in here, it's kind of dark. If she left, she didn't leave any candles burning, so it is kind of fairly dark in here. The only light is what's coming in from the torchlight through the hallway, kind of merging in through the doorway.
All right. I mean, I've got a light cantrip I can cast if that's an issue. So.
Okay. Yeah, you can easily cast that if you want. What are you gonna cast it on?
I think it's actually dancing lights, and so I think it.
Oh, dancing lights? Okay, yeah, that's a different bird altogether. Let's see. Dancing lights. You create up to 4 torch-sized lights within range, making them appear as torches, lanterns, or glowing orbs that hover in the air for the duration. You can also combine the 4 lights into one glowing, vaguely humanoid form of medium size, whichever form you choose. Each light sheds dim light in a 10-foot radius, so yeah, you could easily light up the room with all 4 lights. It looks like there's no sign of struggle. It looks like she did finish kind of a semi-small meal really quick, just like a quick breakfast. Got dressed. The bed is still unmade. And all of her gear is actually gone. So it looks like she left with intent to travel a bit.
Well, let's maybe do some investigation. Maybe talk to the innkeeper or anything like that. See if she said anything, if she was with anyone.
Well, there's no real innkeeper. These are just kind of residential apartments that are being loaned to you by King Kurgan. Yeah, it's not exactly a tavern. It's just a basic residential district.
Okay. Maybe there's a groundskeeper or someone. Yeah, let's just kind of look around and see if there's anyone who might have been around at the time.
There are general servants who tend to this particular district. You've gotten somewhat familiar with them, seeing them passing through, kind of tidying up your rooms and stuff. The same servants probably service her and Julian's room as well. You could probably try and find them, see what they have to say.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. So, roll a let's do an investigation check for me really quick. Wow, you guys are rolling hot today. 24, yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, you're able to. What's that?
I hate to interrupt.
Go ahead.
For some reason, I'm trying to select my character sheet now because I had it up and I tried to get rid of it, and I pushed the screen-on-screen button, and now I can't pull up my character sheet at all.
Huh. Let's see.
Try alt-tabbing to it, or
Yeah, I'm using an Xbox.
Oh.
Yeah, it's possible it could be up in a separate window.
You know, I'm just gonna sign out and sign back in and see if that'll work. So
Okay.
I'll be.
All right.
I'm still. Yeah. I'm sorry I interrupted. I'll try that first.
No problem.
You can keep going though. It's not gonna matter.
Okay.
I apologize.
It's all right. Okay, so you guys are kind of wandering through the hallways of this residential area. And you actually do come across one of the dwarven butlers who usually tends to your food service. A little guy named let me see here. I gotta find his name. Where is my name sheet? Damn it. Okay, there it is. A slightly smaller dwarf. He's maybe a little between 4 and 5 feet tall. Named Grennan. He just kind of is involved in his work kind of heavily. You know, he's already on his way carrying a large tray of food to who knows what, and he just kind of looks up and, oh, good masters, thank you for or what can I do for you? What is there? Did you need any service, or do I need to call someone to help you out in any way?
Oh, nothing like that, good man. Our compatriot who is staying here, you might have seen her or spoken with her, Kazura? I'm gesturing.
Aye, the cleric lass.
Yes. She left on some business, and I was kind of hoping that you might have spoken with her, or might have heard her say, or maybe even seen who she might have left with.
Ooh, well, I do know that I saw the one lad in your group, Jules or Julian, I think his name was. I know he took off in a right hurry. Ran out of here with some strange bow I'd never seen before. I tried to flog him down, but just kind of ignored me and ran out the door. Kazira, she did ask for a bit of toast and jam with some milk, but she never requested for a cleanup to come clear her things away. I was actually just on my way to check on your area to see where they might have gone. I actually didn't know she had left. I'm sorry. I wish I could be more help.
No, that's very helpful. Thank you so much.
Roll an insight check.
Okay. 12.
Yeah, he seems like he's telling you everything he knows, but he does look like he's still in thought, trying to remember something that might have slipped his mind. Like there's just something on the edge of his skull that he's forgetting, and he knows it. But
could I surreptitiously cast what is it called? Guidance on him. Essentially, kind of give him a bonus.
Sure.
Kind of with a little bit of flourish, like, well, if there's anything else you can think of, and I'll throw a guidance on him. This kind of is like a friend pat on the shoulder. So give him a +1 on his check.
Okay.
That was just a joke.
Nim takes out a dagger and starts sharpening it. We have ways of jogging.
Well, you would have failed anyway, Nim.
See what the die will roll. Sorry.
You rolled a 14. As a dwarf, even as a butler, he's still a little hardier than that. But yeah, actually, he does say, "Oh, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, when I was delivering her breakfast, she was kind of twiddling around, kind of investigating some kind of medallion. I couldn't make out what was on it, but she was very, very intently studying it."
I'm trying to remember. Did we actually get that as a piece of treasure, or is this something entirely new?
You did receive a medallion, or find a medallion in, what was it? In, I think it was Brag Farak, with all the frost giants. You did find a medallion amongst the Dragon's Horde.
And when I did an identify on it, what was...
It was basically just ornamental. There was no magical properties to it.
Okay, but it had some significance.
It had some ornamental significance.
Okay. And if we don't, without it handy, I think it would be just some really obnoxious checks to try and remember what it was all about. Next steps, we could actually go check the stables and see if... Is it George? I can't remember her horse's name.
You know, I don't think we ever came up with a name for the horse.
She had a name for it. It was like George or...
Frank or something like that?
Might have been Frank, yeah. Go see Frank and see if Vardo and Frank are there.
Alrighty. You make your way...
Okay, I thank the man and maybe tip him a silver and thank him.
Oh, well, thank you very kindly. Anything I can do to help. It's my duty, my job, and my pleasure. I thank you kindly.
Thank you.
And he kind of toddles off with his food tray, to whatever or wherever it was he was off to go do. So, yeah.
All right, let's go find the stables.
Okay, you go head off to the stables. You actually really don't find anything. Kazira's cart, her Vardo, Frank, everything is gone.
Crap. Same spiel. Let's see if there's a stable hand or someone nearby who might have seen her. I mean, she probably had some help getting tack and all that. So.
Mm-hmm. The stable hand, he's another dwarf. You never really got his name. He introduces himself as Hornin. He just kind of says, well, I do remember I do remember the lass coming down and asking for her carriage or her Vardo. I believe I had the stable boy take care of her. I didn't really get involved. I was too busy with other things. He may still be around somewhere. Let me go see. And he just kind of walks out the door and looks up and down the hallway. Just gives a bit of a yell. Laundry, you lazy brat! Get back in here! And you hear kind of off in the distance, kind of. Oh, sorry, sir, sorry. I was just kind of taking care of some of the sheep out in the smaller pens. What can I do for you, man? What can I do for you, sir? He's kind of this mousy little human, almost reminiscent of Gib, the old stable hand at or stable boy back in Karum, that took care of the horses in your. In the tavern that operated as the front for your base, but he's a little older, kind of older teens, maybe 17, 18, but you can tell he's been working. He's kind of covered a little manure, little smelly, and Grennan looks at him and says, "Now, I had you help that last Kazira with her Vardo. Do you remember anything about it?" And he says, "Oh, yeah, of course. I remember it completely. I'd never actually seen a wagon like that before. It kind of sticks in your head. Let's see. I helped her with her horse Frank. Got him loaded up. Got his tack on. Let's see. I do remember I gave him a good brushing." And he just kind of smacks the boy across the top of his head. Just, "Boy, get to the point already." And sorry, sir. Yes. Okay. Well, there was nothing really different about any other wagon, but other than its size and shape.
I kind of stop and kind of kneel in front of the kid, and again I'm gonna throw guidance on him and I'm just gonna say, can you remember her Kazura saying anything about where she might be headed, or muttering to herself about medallion or anything along those lines?
Actually,
What was she saying?
You don't need to cast guidance. He rolled a natural 20 on his
Right
on his intelligence check. Actually, she did say something about heading into the forest to the north. And I remember she kept staring at this medallion. It had some kind of and with the natural 20, he can actually recall what was on that medallion. Pardon me. It had some kind of crest on it. It almost looked like a royal crest. Let me pull up the paperwork in her file. He describes the crest as being a ram's head, crowned by 2 crossed arrows over the top of it. Now, Thargus and Nim, I need you to roll intelligence checks for me really quick. Sean wouldn't have been there, so he doesn't know. Or Gabrion wouldn't know.
You said intelligent rolls?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out.
Nim doesn't recall it. You, however, do. Natural 20. Nice. So, yeah, Thargus, you recall, you've seen this crest before, as it's described. It's a, you remember seeing it in some of the books on royal history at the Library of Namira. This is the royal crest of the old royal family, the Tarthan family, just before the Great Fall, when the Circle took over.
Okay.
And you know also that Kazira, when she discovered that, the Circle had basically erased history, she had made it her mission to find the actual true heir to the throne of Karum.
I'm sorry, what was that family again?
The Tarthan family. Here, I'll...
Tarthan.
That's how it's spelled right there. Or no. Damn it. There.
Okay, cool.
Yes, gotta remember where I put the, which book I put the journal entry in. It's gotta be in this one. No, it's not there either. I'll find it someday. But yeah, the Tarthan royal family was the ruling family before the Great Fall, and the Circle took over. And this apparently is the royal crest that Kazira has on this medallion that she's kind of obsessing over.
Okay. Well, on one hand, we could go try and chase her down, but she is in Avardo. We could actually chase her down. But at this point, it doesn't seem like she's in any kind of peril. I think that the stable master and stable hand and kind kind of turn to the rest of the group. At this point, it looks like our comrades are off on their own little adventures. And I'm a little uncomfortable going to the island without the whole party. What do you all think? Should we just head back to our keep for these affairs to kind of be sorted out and maybe do some preparation?
um, I'm trying to decide what to do too.
There are some matters here that we need to take care of. We're now landholders, and for lack of a better term, barons. That we should probably check in on our people. Also, make sure that things are well back at the homestead.
It's up to you guys.
What do you think, Gary?
Gary, can you hear us? Oh, did he get dropped?
Oh, he's here. He's here, I think. It shows him online. Unless he's muted himself.
It looks like he dropped off from D20 though.
Oh,
Oh yeah, he did.
oh yeah, he had to reboot his system, remember? He was on Xbox.
Right.
Okay.
Hello.
There we go.
Oh, right on.
There he
I don't
is.
know why you guys couldn't hear me. I wasn't muted, but for some reason I just left and came back and I couldn't hear me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that we got some build points from that last fight with the dragon. I'm not sure. I mean, there's definitely things here that we could do. I don't know how I feel about continuing searching for the hammers without the rest of the party myself as well. So that's kind of where.
Okay. Well, here's a perfect opportunity for you guys to kind of test your avatars in game. Looks like Sean's already working on his. Now, Sean, you can group you and Gordon together so you don't have to move yourselves individually. All you have to do is just kind of square over the two of you, till it, so that you get that kind of group together, and then left click on your group, go to advanced. And it'll just kind of mouse over advanced, and it'll bring up a little side thing that'll let you click group.
That might not be something I have permission for, because right now I have them on top of each other. Oh wait, looks nope, they're not.
Yeah, let me see if I can.
I have selected both of them. Yeah.
All right, I did it. Give it a try. Huh. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Oh, I see. They're kind of in the same. Oh, okay, cool.
Oh,
that
that's
works.
why. That's why they're snapped to grid. Let me turn the grid off.
Ah.
I'm still learning Roll20 myself here. There's been so many changes to it since I last actually played in Roll20. But yeah.
Oh, right on. Perfect.
Okay. So. And just let me know if you want to. Whoa. Okay, that's weird.
I don't know what happened there. All right,
I'll go
let you
ahead
move
and just
real quick.
ungroup you.
All right, that's cool.
Okay, so you guys are at your keep. It's as usual. It's not a very long travel. It's only about a mile outside of the city itself, just downriver a little bit. You come up to the main gate, and you're greeted by a very large, kind of almost gigantic figure that you really don't recognize, but he is dressed in what looks like combination of chain and hide mail. And his skin is kind of like ashen. It's not quite pale, but it's kind of a grayish white texture to it. And he's got all these kind of dark tattoos kind of spread all across what visible skin you can see. And he's shaved. He's completely bald, no body hair. And the closer you get, you can tell this man is actually a Goliath. Kind of a humanoid subspecies of giant themselves. And he just kind of strolls up to the gate and who goes there?
The lords of this keep.
Yeah. Gonna have to ask you to prove it.
We probably did not keep our deeds or anything like that with us. They're probably in the keep right now.
Well.
Oh, we got the signet rings, don't we?
Yeah, you got the signet rings.
All right, I present the signet ring.
He just he bends down because he's pushing a little around 7 feet tall, so he's got to bend down quite a bit to see your hand. And he just kind of cocks his head sideways a couple of times, scratches his forehead. One moment. And he kind of lumbers around back to the main gates. You can visibly see from the gate itself the main entrance. And about 15-20 minutes later,
oh God.
Out running out the door comes the little older halfling Yamros, your head butler, just huffing and puffing. Oh, good, masters, you're back. Please, forgive Victor. He's a bit new. We hired him on as kind of the captain of the guard. He's not entirely all that bright, but he does his job well. Please, come in. And he waves to off to one of the towers on the side, and the gates kind of crink and rattle and start to shuffle open, and he lets you in. Well, it is. I must say, it is quite good to see my good masters. Where are Lady Kazira and Master Julian?
They are on some other business. Hopefully they'll be returning shortly. But could you draft some letters and have them sent to the capital to request that they come back to the keep at their earliest convenience and have that delivered when they arrive back at the capital, if they arrive at the capital first?
Of course, absolutely. I will get to that right away.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you require of me, good masters?
I kind of shrug and kind of look at the rest of the party.
Well, I'm thinking we're good. This is a question that I'm going to look at the other guys. Do you think we should get a cart and, like, right now we don't have a cart and a mount and like a horse to be able to push, like, bring things around?
I thought we had mounts. When we were headed from here back to the capital, I thought we had some mounts. Am I wrong about that, Rob?
You had some mounts that were provided from a third party. But yeah, they weren't actually yours. So.
You mean we had to walk? Ugh.
Yeah.
That's so pedestrian.
Which is why I think we should procure some mounts and we should have them procure some mounts and a cart.
I think that sounds good. Are you thinking just kind of touring our holds and checking on our wards and all that, and just kind of getting familiar with the area?
I think so.
That sounds like a grand plan to me.
Okay.
I am kind of curious about any kind of crime or any other kind of issues in the area. We might as well be good masters and make sure that our lands are safe as much as
Yeah.
possible.
Okay.
Cool.
So yeah, Yamros goes ahead and says, "Well, we have had a few changes around here as far as staff goes. Like you've obviously met Victor. He's the new captain of the guard. We have brought on about 15 serviceable guards so far, though we could probably service about about 5 more at maximum. We could probably bring in. But we have 20 or we have 15 on site at the moment, fully serviced, fully armed, and actually patrolling the grounds as we speak. If you care to address them at any point, I'm sure Victor would be glad to get them lined up for you for inspection. For the moment, the kitchen staff is up and running. We have a very good variety of skill and ability. Though we are still kind of on the way of lacking in other skilled professions such as house cleaners and things like that. My wife and I have been trying very much to try and keep things clean around here, though with as little traffic as we've had, it's not a very difficult task. Though once things get up and running, we're certain that things might become a little more difficult further down the road. But I will leave that to you. For now, everything is servicing and working out quite well. I do believe you had petitioned for construction of a bank within this facility. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes. Construction has begun. It's roughly halfway through, so within the next couple of weeks, we should be able to start servicing some income for our little home in the wild here. So that's good news as well. Other than that, that's all I really have to report at the moment. So if you'll excuse me, I will go begin drafting those letters for you. If there's anything else you require beforehand.
Nothing at this time. I looked to the others.
No, I pretty much said what I thought that we might need. I was putting a thought.
Yeah, no, I think definitely. Well, actually, we can ask Yamros to maybe get a wagon and some mounts ready. Well, I imagine Well, it's still probably like early afternoon. We could at least mount up and go check some of the nearby farms and homesteads. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yamros, if you could see to getting those ready for us.
Okay. Yes, I will definitely, I will get to them post haste, my lord. If you wish, you may retire to the dining room. My wife, Aldana, will gladly cook you all a meal and get you all nice and fed and drink and everything else that, to kind of help. Yes, I'm gonna go write the letters now. Please go see my wife in the dining room. She will get you taken care of.
Thank you.
Farewell, lords. And he just kind of trottles off back up into the keep. In his usual fashion, it's at that point as he's walking to the door, you see him pick up a glass of something that he might have left sitting there as he ran to the gate, and just kind of take a swig and walk into the front doors.
I see nothing wrong with that. I'm biased.
Okay. So yeah, are you guys gonna go to the dining room, or maybe to your own personal quarters, or what you guys want to go from here?
Some food and drink probably would be kind of good before we set out. I'm gonna head that way.
Alrighty. So if you guys would please, Nim and Thargus, give me a test run on your avatars there. See if you can actually control them for me, really quick.
Am I supposed to see the avatars or?
Down by the gate.
Yeah, down by the front gate. You'll see.
Yours is right beside-
You'll see your avatar right there.
Is there any way to make it bigger?
No, that should be scaled to size.
You can zoom in though. There's a little slider bar that's kind of in the upper right-hand corner that allows you to zoom in if you like.
I can move my guy.
Let me see. What part of the keep are you actually seeing right now, Gary?
I see the whole keep. I
Okay.
have it zoomed all the way out.
Okay.
I don't
Try-
see any characters.
Try zooming in towards the bridge.
Okay.
You'll see I moved your character just to the top of the bridge on the keep side. Do you see yourself now?
No, I don't see any miniatures. I don't see anything.
Huh. Okay. Let's see. That is weird. Send the token there.
I saw Nim earlier, but he has disappeared.
Let's see. I moved him down by the bridge.
I saw.
I don't see anybody, for the record.
Really? Okay.
Do you have line of sight stuff set up on this map, Rob? Or oh, there's Nim. I see him in the courtyard now.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I don't have dynamic lighting or any of that stuff set up for this particular map. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna try this. I'll just do that, and then okay, I put you right in between the front gates, right above the bridge. Can you see yourself now?
No, man.
Actually-
I'm sorry. I don't see anything.
And he gave control of the character to him, right?
Yeah.
Weird. Okay.
I don't see any characters though. That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to.
Could be a browser issue. You're playing this on your Xbox?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's see. Let me put that. Well, shit. That is disturbing, to say the least. Try, I guess try, logging out and logging back in again.
No.
Yeah, I'm seeing something here where you can log into Roll20, but you can't see the maps. This is a bug. This is what is showing up in Reddit Roll20.
Okay. Well, he says he can see the maps, but he just can't
See the
see
map, yeah.
the avatars.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm trying to remember if there's a Roll20 for Android.
it is, but it's clunky and really kind of just buggy and slow.
Oh, okay.
It's honestly, I think it's too much information for an Android to handle.
Got it.
This is just all around kind of weird.
Is there a way to view my avatar settings?
Not from your end. As far as I know, at least. Try, can you see your avatar now?
No.
Okay.
I can't see anything.
Yeah, as far as what's in your journal, all you can really do is, view bioinfo, character sheet, and all that.
Alright, if I could see an avatar, how would I move it?
Let's see, you would just, click on it, and,
Oh. Well, never mind then.
yeah. You would just, left click and hold the button, and then just kind of maneuver it around.
I just saw like a green circle. What was that?
Yeah, that's where your avatar should be, is right there on that green circle.
Oh, yeah. I see you doing that. I don't see my character though.
Fuck. I don't know. I'm at a loss. It could be an Xbox thing, which would royally suck. Let me go into game settings here. That's for player. That's for video. Fuck me. Okay. But you were seeing it before when we were just using my screen share?
When you were using screen share? Yeah. Like on the Skype call?
Yeah.
Yes, I was able to see those, yeah.
Okay, let's try this. I'm gonna share my screen. Okay. And in Skype, can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. So right here is where you should be. Right next to Thargus. Right inside the gate. But I can't figure out why, for some reason, you aren't seeing it on your screen. This is gonna bug the hell out of me for the longest time. Let's see. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and move you guys into the dining room. Get you back down to scale.
That's so weird. I don't see those at all.
Huh. I'll do some investigating while I'm in between our next sessions. See if I can figure out if there's settings in Xbox that need to be done. But yeah. Unfortunately, that's a bit of a head scratcher for me. I'm not sure what's going on there. So yeah. We'll just try to work around this way for now. You guys, so the rest of you guys, everybody kind of conglomerates into the dining room. And Yamros's wife, Eldana, she comes out of the kitchen. She's got a bit of a flour covered apron. Looks like a few stains. Maybe looks like possibly chocolate or caramel. Looks like she was in the process of baking some pastries. She also is a little gnome. Kind of whitish hair. It's starting to go white. Pulled up into a little loose bun up on top of her head. She's very Mrs. Doubtfire-ish, kind of. And she comes out wiping her hands on her apron. Oh, hello, dearies. It's so good to have you back. Is there anything in particular I could prepare for you? I've already got a few small cakes in the oven. If that's something you would like, but I could also get the staff working on maybe some pork, or I think we have a few ducks laying around at the moment.
Something on the heartier side for me. We'll be leaving here shortly to conduct some business.
Oh, excellent. I'll get a few chops of pork going on the frying pan for you all. Till then, I'll send someone out with a few starters. And she walks in.
Thank you.
And oh, it's my pleasure, dearie, my pleasure. And she walks back into the kitchen. You hear a couple of hand claps and some muffled voices. And about 3 or 4 minutes later, a young serving girl, looks like a human, maybe in her early teens, comes out with a couple of platters of freshly baked small loaves of bread. They're about an individual sized loaf. A couple slices of cheese, and pours a couple glasses of wine for everybody. She bows and walks back out into the kitchen. She seems kind of shy, doesn't really... She's probably pretty new. Probably the daughter of one of the other chefs in the kitchen, who came in for some extra help. And about maybe 8 or 9 minutes later, out comes Eldana with a big old platter of nice steaming pork chops, still kind of sizzling a little bit from the grease on top, and forks a couple of chops onto each of your plate. And well, I hope you like them, dearie. We're still kind of trying to stock up on the supplies back here. So spices and seasonings are a little in short supply, but we do have some very good fats and oils to bake and fry things in. So I hope you like it. One of these days, once supplies start coming in at a more better pace, I'll be able to cook you up something a lot more proper for the Lord of the Keep. And she kind of makes her way back. She's a little older. She doesn't really rest on a lot of pomp and circumstance that her husband does. Not much bowing and formalities, but you get the gist. She's a very loyal and very accommodating little gnome.
Thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure, dearie. My pleasure. And she again disappears into the kitchen. The chops themselves are actually very good, very tender. You figure the the livestock probably must have been slaughtered early this morning. It's still very fresh. Um, uh, the cheese and the bread, very good as well. Again, the supplies are still coming in, so everything's still a little fresher than you expect it normally would be after a long-term storage. So you might want to enjoy this while you can. So you guys are about halfway through your little lunch here, and you can actually feel and hear the slam from the front doors. There's definitely a large ruckus at the front doors. And a couple seconds later, you hear a couple of armored footsteps come running through the hall. And Victor and a couple of guards come running into the dining room. Victor, a little out of breath. Something strange out front. I think, my lords, you should probably come take a look. One of the guards, he's kind of younger. His helmet almost doesn't fit. It kind of sits kind of sideways on his head. The armaments are probably still kind of makeshift because you're still getting in supplies. Still don't have a proper blacksmith in the area and all that. So, yeah, he looks kind of disgruntled and you should probably come take a look. This is a new one for me. It's a little strange. Yeah, and he kind of they all kind of turn around and hold the door open, waiting for you guys to kind of follow.
Oh yeah. Get up and go. I'm assuming we still are kind of within our traveling gear, right? We still have our weapons at the ready.
Yeah. You really didn't take time to do much in the way of relaxing and getting kind of making yourselves at home just yet.
All right, cool.
Okay, so
what is this ruckus about?
yeah, if you guys want, you could go ahead and make your way to the front gate. As you approach the front doors, you can already kind of hear a bit of commotion. It's like almost like there's a commotion. You can hear almost like a horse braying loudly.
Oh. Yeah. Start heading that way.
Okay. So, you guys head off to the front gate. As you open the main doors from the front lobby, you can make out there's 3 or 4 guards kind of mingling at the gate, kind of almost trying to hold it shut, as what appears to be a large horse is banging its front hooves on the gate. But behind it, it's kind of weird. It looks like it's actually Kazira's Vardo.
What? So these front doors, there's no other way. There aren't any like windows or anything like that.
The Vardo itself?
Well, no. I'm assuming that if we crack open this door, there's going to be a horse and Vardo in our foyer.
Well, no. The
is
horse
there a way
itself. Let me kind of. The horse itself is still kind of at the gate. The gate it's closed.
Oh, okay. It's
down here.
Okay.
You guys are still at the front doors up here. And so, yeah, that's where you guys are. The horse itself is still banging on the front gates.
Cool.
With Kazira's Vardo in tow. And now that you get a better look at it, this is obviously Frank.
Okay. Yeah, let Frank in. I should probably have a sleep. Oh, I don't have a sleep spell memorized. Damn it.
So for now, Gary, just kind of let me know where you want Nim at, and I'll just kind of look through my screen share, and I'll kind of maneuver her wherever you want me to take her.
Okay, I'm gonna have a web spell at the ready.
Okay.
If it looks like Frank is about to go barreling into something or hurt himself, I'm just gonna web him up.
Okay. The guards are still kind of holding the gate shut, and one of them looks back and sees you and Victor and a couple of his friends. What do we do? We're kind of having trouble holding this thing shut. This is one big horse.
Let it in, boys.
All right.
You got my roll. You got my roll before that, right?
You did
Yeah,
roll a
we shot.
natural 20 for stealth. That is nice.
Okay.
All
right.
So, yeah, where do you want me to kind of have you hanging out there, Gary?
Somewhere I can hide.
Best place to hide would probably be just inside the doors here.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
So they're having troubles holding down a horse, huh?
And just so you know, guys, for those of you who don't know, to ping the map like that with that circle, just left click and hold the button down, and it'll ping the map. So you can kind of give locations.
Hey Gary, could you try that real quick? Are you able to ping if you click on the map?
yes, I'm able to do that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So let me close this out in my character sheet, and then I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but
Yeah, so you're able to ping.
Yeah.
Okay, so at least you can tell us where you'd like character to be and all that. So that's kind of cool.
is this a place I could be stealth at right here?
Yeah.
On the wall.
Yeah, you would have to go up the stairs and then up onto the wall top there. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you could stealth behind the palisades up on the wall there. And then there's a doorway leading into the tower next to the gate here. So yeah, the door swings open, and Frank kind of makes his way. Frank kind of makes a beeline straight through here, and then just kind of circles around and just slowly trots to a stop in the middle of the courtyard right here.
But just Frank, no Kazira.
Yeah, the Vardo itself is empty of any passengers. All her stuff is still there. The tapestries.
But no arrows.
Yeah.
But there's no arrows sticking out the side of it or any sign that she
Make
would.
an investigation check.
All right, we'll do. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't really see any damage per se. It looks like some of the curtains, the exterior curtains and tapestries have been kind of torn from a really wild ride. But yeah, it doesn't look like there's any weapon damage or anything like that you can
And Frank
find.
himself is not injured, right?
Frank is not injured, no. He's just kind of salivating from a really hard run. And just kind of starting to graze on the grass in the courtyard there.
If only we had a ranger that could actually follow the tracks back to wherever he came from.
That would be convenient, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You could still do a survival check. You just wouldn't have the same
The benefits of it.
the benefits that Kazira has.
Could a bloodhound or a direwolf well, direwolves have a bonus to perception checks from sense of smell.
Correct?
Could a direwolf track this back, or is it not something being wagon wheels
You could
or
probably
horse?
the dire wolf would be able to track Frank's scent back to its
Okay.
origin.
All right.
And what are you investigating, Gary?
No, I'm sorry. For some reason, Arcana kept showing up on my mouse, and so I just tried to click on something else to get rid of Arcana. I don't know why, but
No worries. Okay.
All right. I morph into a direwolf and start trying to track this back.
Alrighty. Are you gonna leave any instructions for the staff here, or?
I'm gonna relate to Nim and Thargus that I'm gonna go direwolf and try and start tracking this down. If they want to grab the mounts or anything like that, but I'm gonna let them chat with the staff. I'm just gonna start heading that general direction. I know they'll catch up with me. I'm not gonna be that fast.
Okay. Yeah, they'll start tending to Frank, taking him over to what suffices as just kind of a makeshift hitching post for anything you guys need to do in terms of
Nice.
I rolled animal handling to ride the direwolf.
You fall desperately off of Sean's furry hide, without much purchase. You're not able to get your tiny little gnome, your tiny little halfling legs around Sean's back well enough to really ride him all that well.
Damn.
Valiant effort.
But yeah, in lieu of having an actual stables here yet, they just kind of have some makeshift hitching posts kind of scattered around for riders' mounts and stuff like that, with a few small feeding troughs and things like that. But yeah, they get Frank all hitched up and ready to go. Frank came. That's just it. Frank's scent doesn't go towards the bridge. Frank's scent kind of goes off around. Let me kind of get my drawing here. Frank's scent kind of goes. It wraps around the keep the long way. So he didn't actually come from the south side of the river. He came from the north side and kind of went around the long way, not being able to get past this palisade right here going into the river. So yeah, wherever he came from, he remained on the north side of the river, without actually having an overland map yet. One day I hope to get Campaign Cartographer and actually do a world map that I can put into Roll20. But in lieu of that, I just kind of have to use Theater of the Mind still.
Okay.
So yeah, he came the long way around the keep, from the north.
All right, I'm gonna keep following those tracks. I'll hold up, and if I am get out of line of sight, actually I might. You know what? I'm gonna move my avatar to where I'm gonna wait for the rest of the group to get their mounts.
Okay.
Just kind of be looking in that general direction so they spot me, and then when I see them exit, I'll start tracking.
There is a horse available. Thargus and Nim could probably both, because of their size, fit on it together.
We need to buy more horses.
Yeah. And you guys get yourselves mounted up, ready to go. Catch up with Sean's or Gabrian's direwolf form, and then start making your way, following him as he's following Frank's scent.
Oh, you know what? While I'm waiting for them to get mounted, I'm going to throw up. I'm going to have Gordon take off and do a perception check. This is with advantage to see if there's anything going on out in the ordinary if he sees Kazira or something like that.
Okay.
22.
22. Okay. Really quick. Repeat your question again. I'm kind of multitasking.
I'm gonna have. Oh, no problem. Gordon's gonna take off, take the air,
Okay.
do a perception check, see if he can spot Kazira or other human beings that are kind of in that general direction, or anything out of the ordinary, like like
with a
edit, for example.
With a 22, there's a pretty high confidence of perception. Still though, it's still a wide open area, a cleared area within for about maybe 500 or 600 yards around the keep itself before you hit any kind of cover or woodland forest. You don't see, or he doesn't spot any humanoid activity or any kind of traffic, but he does see kind of a trail in some tall grass about 200 or 300 miles out where the Vardo kind of flattened it out. But it definitely leads into some of the thicker woodland, leading towards the north side of Belenost.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, that's good to know. I'll wait for the rest of the group. Now here's a silly question: the earring that allows us to communicate.
Yeah.
Could I communicate while in the warg form?
You could, but everyone around you would just hear a bunch of snarls and growls.
Okay, bummer.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as far as I know, you still haven't been equipped with an earring.
I actually have Julian's earring.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, then you wouldn't have much in the way of communication as far as that goes. So but yeah, you kind of follow Gordon's path, the kind of tramp down trail that the Vardo left through the grass. So you reach kind of a thick wooded area. The area around Belenost is somewhat forested. It's not as thick as the Great Sindar Forest where Krieg's Crossing is, but there is a lot of dense, thick forest in kind of patches coming off of the foothills off of the Horncrest Mountains where Belenost sits. But yeah, any kind of sign that the Vardo left kind of ends at that tall grass, where the tall grass meets the woodland. From there, you would have to follow by scent. At that point, that is a good point, I think, for us to go ahead and take a break really quick. It'll give me a chance to kind of if there's one thing I can always count on with my players, it's the fact that no DM plan survives encounter with PCs. So, so yeah, this is entirely a different path than I thought you guys would take. So I'm kind of pulling everything right out of my butt right now. So let's go ahead and take a break. Go grab something to eat, take a bathroom break. It'll give me a chance to kind of put something together on the fly really quick. And as far as maps go, and then we'll be able to pick it up from there. So be back here in about 15 minutes, and I will see you guys then.
All right, cool.
Yep.